Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an updated makeup tutorial. This is the makeup I've been going for, especially during the cold and fall time. And it's also going to be featuring some new products that I got from my haul. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. But anyways, let's get started. So I've actually been trying to figure out like a good everyday makeup tutorial or everyday makeup for me, and I've been leaning towards more, I guess you could say, a heavier makeup, because I'm gonna feature some foundation in here, which has been a very long time since I've actually worn any, but we're gonna do that, and actually some eyeshadow action. So the first thing I'm gonna go in is with the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen, and it's SPF 40 PA+++. And so far I like this stuff. And surprisingly, I mean, I've been trying to incorporate sunscreen in my makeup even during the summertime, but I've been trying to find, you know, a sunscreen where it doesn't mess with the color of, you know, the foundation or anything like that. And I've been wanting to try Supergoop for a very long time, so I'm so excited that I was finally able to get my hands on it, and so far I really like it. I was scared it was gonna be too mattifying because it has that texture that I usually feel from like mattifying primers or something like that, but so far it's nice. And I did, you know, do my skincare and prep my skin, so that probably helped. But I do want to try the moisturizer version because I feel like that would be more suitable for my skin. The next thing I'm going to go in is with the Milk Hydro Primer, and so far I like this stuff too. I feel like it keeps my makeup pretty, I was about to say stable, but pretty like on. I can't talk right now. And I do like how it has kind of a tacky feeling, and usually I use maybe 1.5 pumps worth of this, and so far I really like it. I like how it feels on the skin. It's not too heavy. It doesn't feel like it's clogging up my pores or anything like that, so I really like that. And then for my, usually I do my brows first because I have to like clean it up a little bit before starting any other thing. So what I do is I take the Refi Brow Sculpt gel, and I just use the brush end, and then I brush my hairs. First I brush them through because I feel like that's pretty important for this product, because it's very heavy brow gel in a good way. And don't get me wrong, I love this brow gel, which is why I incorporated it into my everyday makeup tutorial, but I just like to kind of just put the product on the brow, and usually I just use one dip, and I try to coat all the brow hairs, and then I kind of brush it through, make sure each hair gets in there. After that, I take the brush, the comb part, and I just kind of maneuver the hairs where I want it to go. And I'm gonna pull you closer. Is that too close? But yeah, so I just kind of comb the hairs like that, and then I go with brush and kind of make it stick, and there you go. This stuff is so good. So I have the brow gel on, and it takes me a little while to kind of move it into the shape that I want, but after putting the product in and brushing it out, I would take my finger and kind of tap it in just to make it look more like a laminated effect. So I like to do the brows first because I want them to settle in, and then I'll take a Q-tip and I'll spray it with some water. And then I'm gonna clean up the gel a little bit because if I don't, it will mess up the foundation, which I've learned in the past. So I just like to take just some water and just kind of wipe off the excess brow gel that I've, you know, brushed up. I'm gonna do the brows off camera because they do take me a long time, and I'll see you back here. Okay, so I'm not having the best brow day. I think I did a little too much, but I'm just gonna leave how it is because if I just keep going, it's gonna get worse. But anyways, the next thing I go in is with the Smith's Rosebud Salve Balm. And I've been using the one in the tin for years, but I just recently started using the one in the tube because it's just more convenient. I keep this in like my makeup bag, and then the one that I use in the tin, I just keep that by my bedside because I wear it throughout the day. But I like to put on lip balm as one of the first steps because then the lip balm can soak in, and I've been doing this for years and my lips always get so dry, so that's one other reason why I put it on first. And then the next thing I'll go in is, I put the primer. I'll do the eyes. I'm still trying to figure out, like sometimes I'll switch it up, but I'm still trying to figure out like an actual routine where I can like do it in like maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So that's why it still takes me a little bit while. Like I'll kind of switch up the looks, or the way I do the look. But anyways, I'm gonna go in for the eyes, and the palette that I'm using, that I've been using, is another one that came from the haul, and it is the Lorac Meraki palette, and this is how it looks like. And I remember Lorac being one of my first palettes, and I had the original Lorac Pro, and I really love the shadow. I like hit pan on like maybe like 3 shadows, which is pretty surprising. So I'm gonna go in with this color right here, and it is in the shade Clay. And I'm gonna take the Anastasia A25 fluffy brush, kind of tap off the excess, and then I just like to fluff it right on the crease. And I usually like to take my time with the shadows because if I go too heavy-handed, then it just becomes a mess and harder to blend out. But yeah, so it's just a nice warm tone brown orange color. And I like to blow it out to the side to kind of wing it out because I like that elongated eye look. These shadows are very powdery, which I expected because that's how it was with the original Lorac Pro, so I don't really care. But that's why I like to tap off the excess because there's a lot. So I like to just do the other eye, and I kind of just go in circular motions and then wind wiper motions when I reach above my crease. Here I'll go in circular motions right at the outer edge, kind of wing it out, and then like kind of do both. And it might not look even because obviously the only window I have is coming from my right side. There's no light here. I had to put like a mirror to kind of help with that, but it might look uneven, but trust me, it's even. That's what I'm going for. And then I'll take a more dense little fluffy blending brush, and this is an Eco Tools brush. I don't even think it has a name on it, but it's a dual-ended brush. And I'll take, sometimes I'll change up the colors. I'll take this like red color or maybe this like deeper brown shade. I think I'm gonna go with this brown shade today. And then I like to focus that right on the outer corner just to deepen that crease. And again, go with the circular motions. Kind of wing it out. before I forget, I do use the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment, and I've been trying to follow the Wayne Goss tutorial on the concealer thing. Not exactly the steps, but just kind of incorporating a little bit of it. But I just take my concealer and kind of just prep my under eyes with that, and I love this concealer. I've been using it again for years, and it's actually really helped with my dark circles, and I just love how it really moisturizes that area. So while that's soaking in, I'm gonna go back in the eyes, and I'm actually done with that. I think I'm just gonna kind of deepen a little bit more. Oh, and that shade that I used to deepen that color was cognac. And I'm just gonna deepen up that crease a little bit more. I'm gonna go back in a 25 brush and kind of blow that up a little bit more. Kind of blend the two colors together. So I'm done with the eyes for now. Now I'm gonna move on to the base. And currently I've been using the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and this is in the shade Fiji. And I've had a bottle before, but it got pretty old and I left it back at home. So I just got a new bottle. But it's weird, like this shade used to be like the perfect shade for me, and now I think it's too light. So I'm not sure why it's not the same shade as my skin tone, but I've been having to mix it in with this other foundation. So I just take one pump and that's it. Recently, this is just recent, like I've only done this like once, but it worked out. I take the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator, and this is in the shade 41 Light Medium. This is actually too dark for me when I first got this, and they did send this to me for PR. And so far I really like it. It does keep my skin hydrated, and I love that hydrated glowy look. So as you can see, this is the Urban Decay one, this is the Nars one, and I just mix it together. Honestly, I don't really have a ratio right now. I just kind of do a little bit of the Urban Decay and then one pump of the Nars. And then recently I've been also adding the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops, and I'll add a very, very tiny amount. Not even a full pump, I would say, maybe like half a pump. And I would add that in as well and kind of mix it in because I really, really like that radiant look. Here's the foundation, and I'll just kind of spot it all over my face. And for the brush, I've been using the Merit foundation brush, and it's a pretty dense brush, and I'll kind of just disperse it. And as you can see, I think that's actually the perfect shade for me when I mix that in. So I actually was able to get use out of the Urban Decay one because I thought I was gonna have to wait till summer to use that since it didn't match my skin tone, but mixing in with the Nars shade, it actually worked out. So I'm just kind of, you know, taking it on the back of my hand and then kind of dispersing that foundation. I've been trying to incorporate more Wayne Goss tips. Like, I don't know why he keeps coming up on my recommendations, but I've been, you know, instead of just dotting it on my face, I kind of just do the less is more tactic and kind of just, you know, even out the skin tone. Next, I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge, and I did damp the sponge, and I'm just going to press that foundation in. And again, I've been doing this for a few years now because I like how the finish looks. Kind of just really presses that foundation in and kind of blurs out any brush streaks right at the creases, so like the nose, under the eyes. And then next I like to go in with the Nars Concealer, and this is the travel size and it's in Custard. And honestly, I really like this concealer to the point I might consider buying the full size once I run out of this, because I really like how it's been working on me so far. So I kind of just make 4 little dots there, and then I'll blend with my finger first. And also this helps kind of clean up the edge of the shadow down or up there. But I will blend, and then I'll take the sponge and I'll press it in. And I'm going to repeat that step right before I put the powder on. I'm just going to blend this concealer on the side. Sometimes I'll bring it down to the nose because I do have redness there. And then I'll go in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I did buy the travel size, and honestly, this is still going to last me a very long time. And I kind of just tap it into the lid. I might have put a little bit too much. But I'll take the Sephora powder brush, and I remember getting this when I was like a teenager, and I remember using it for blush, but I figured it's also really good for setting the face. So I kind of like to go a little bit heavy under the eyes, and then put the remaining on my face. So I'll go in with the sponge, kind of dab it, and then I'll go in with the powder. And I guess you can consider this baking a little bit. I don't go too crazy. You can't even see it on camera really, but I'll go, you know, pretty heavy like that, and then I'll leave it on there until I finish the rest of the face. So I'll go in with the other eye, and then for the rest of the face I'll just kind of dust it all over, because I still want to keep that radiant glowy look, so I don't want to set it too much, so you could still see, you know, the glow. The neck I'll go a little bit heavier because I want to prevent it from transferring it onto my clothes as much as possible. So I'll go heavy on the neck. Plus I don't need to be shining over there anyways. So while that's settling in, I'm gonna go in with bronzer, and I haven't used bronzer in a long time, but I don't know, for some reason the fall makes me want to wear more makeup. So I'm gonna go in with the Nars Laguna bronzer, and I did buy the little travel size. I do love their packaging. And I've been watching like tutorials on how to do bronzer, and I did watch Nars's video, and how they did it was they said to just sweep across the palette, don't dab it in, just sweep across. And then what I like to do, I'm going to do it at a weird angle, but I'm going to look forward and kind of look at where the hollows of my cheeks are and kind of just stamp it on there. So it's kind of like right there. And then kind of just stamp it where I want it to go, and then start blending. And they said to go in circular motions, so that's what I'm doing. Make sure to go into that hairline so that way it blends out. You don't have that weird, you know, line between your hairline and your skin. Or even stuck in your cheeks if you want. But I do love this bronzer. It gives me, it really does give me that like sun-kissed look. Probably can't tell the difference because I have a shadow on the other side, but let's see if this makes a difference. I mean, I can tell the difference on the mirror. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but I like how it looks. And depending on the event, sometimes I'll go heavy on the bronzer, but in this case it's just an everyday makeup tutorial, so I'm not going too heavy. So I'm just going to stamp it where I want it to go, and then circular motions. And then I'll swipe it one more time, and then I'll work on the jawline. I'll just buff that in. And then I'll do one more swipe, kind of tap off the excess, and then I'll just go down the nose. Just kind of blend it in. Not really contouring, but I'm just following what the Nars video suggested to do. Kind of just gives a little shadow there. After the bronzer, I'm gonna dust away the excess powder, and then I'm gonna go in with the Merit Beauty highlighting balm, and this is in the shade Kava. And I've been taking my finger, and I just love how it melts right on the skin. It just feels so good. And then I'll take it and just put it on the high points of my cheek. And I love how it just blends onto the skin. It looks so beautiful. And I'll put a little bit on my brow bone to highlight that area as well. Pick up a little bit more and go on the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose. Kind of just highlight that area. And then I'll take the Merit Cheeky color, and this is in the shade Cheeky. And I've been loving these type of products where it's just like a balm, and it's just easy to travel with. And then I'm gonna just put it on the center of my cheeks and going over my nose. And I do like to go heavy on the blush because I've heard that that's the first thing that kind of fades away. And I do love blush, but I'll make sure to blend it out so it's not too harsh. And I'll kind of take it high up because that's just how I like it. And I really like that sun-kissed look, and that's what I'm kind of going for, or that sunburnt look. I've been liking balm products more because it just looks more natural on the skin, and I feel like it just blends. I mean, it blends very, very easily. So it might look heavy right now, but I just like to do it like this because throughout the day it just fades, and I don't really bring my blush around to touch up. But I like how it's still like, it looks natural, you know, like it looks like my cheeks are really flushed. Next off, I'm gonna finish off the eyes, and I'm just gonna take those same colors that I used, and this time I'm gonna take the other end of this dual brush and just kind of smoke out the lower lash line. Sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I won't, depending on where I'm going or what I'm doing. If I'm just running errands, I won't do this unless I feel like it. But if I want to do a little bit more extra, I'll smoke out the lower line. Then I'll take a small round flat brush, and this is a brush from Tarte, came in one of the palettes, or I think one of the gel liners. And I will take Cashmere and Candlelight from this palette, which is these two shades right here. It's like a champagne and then a gold. And I'll put that right on the inner corner. And also I've been loving pulling that in to the lower lash line to really brighten up that eye. And the eyeshadow is complete. Now I'll move on to lashes. And lately I have been not wearing false lashes unless it's a special occasion. I don't know, I'm trying to find like easier ways to do this makeup on myself without, you know, having to do too much work. So I'm just gonna do my lashes off camera because it's pretty self-explanatory, but I just use the Maybelline Falsies Waterproof Mascara, which if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you know I've been using this, and this is my all-time favorite mascara. And then I've been adding on top the Merit Clean Lash Mascara as well for lengthening effect. Okay, I may not be having a good brow day, but I feel like I am having a good eyeliner and lash day. So I guess it balances out. But I did forget to mention that I been doing a winged liner, and I finally got myself a brown liquid liner, and it's the Stila Stay All Day waterproof liquid liner. And I actually found like a set of 2 at Sam's Club. So I was really happy that they had a brown liner because I know I've been wanting to do brown liners because I feel like it's just less harsh, and I like how it goes with my eyes and skin tone and all that. So I did finish the liner and the lashes, and I absolutely love how it turned out. Maybe ignore the brows. For the lips, I did learn this from Allie Glines, and she just wipes off the foundation off of her lips, so that way it doesn't really affect the color. And I have done that before, but I don't know, sometimes I don't really do it because I've been using like skin tints, so I didn't think it'd really matter. But now that I'm using like a heavier foundation, I have been incorporating that. And for the lips, my current lip combo may look like a lot, but I really like this combo. I've been using the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and Definitely Turn On Waterproof Extreme Color Lip Liner, and this is in the shade Sugar Glass. And then after that, I use Abu Dhabi from the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and then I use Berlin right in the center, and then sometimes, occasionally, I'll use the Merit Tinted Lip Oil, and sometimes I'll change it out depending on how dark I want to go, or if I want it glossy or not glossy. Sometimes I'll switch things out, but I'm just going to show you how it looks like all together, just so you guys can see. So first I'll go in with the lip liner, and I definitely like lip liner recently because it does make my lips look fuller. And then I'll kind of fill it in a little bit, mix that in. And I even like that color on its own. But I'll top it off with the Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi. And I love NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. It's one of my I think it's my most popular video on my channel, is the lip swatching of all the lip cream. Feels good on the lips, it smells good, and it has pretty good staying power. Not like a liquid lipstick, but I would say close to it without feeling so dry, which is what I like about it. So after that's on, then I'll take Berlin, and I would just go in the center, kind of like that. And then put my lips together, and it just creates, oh, I love that lip combo. It just creates like almost like an ombre effect, but it just looks so good for the fall, and I just love it. I love it. And then if I do want a glossy look, that's when I'll top it off with the Merit lip oil, and this is in the shade Taupe. And I love this stuff. I'll wear it on its own. It feels so good on the lips, not sticky at all. And I'll just kind of lightly brush it in the center, kind of move my lips a little bit, and that is the look. And then to top it all off, I've been using the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and this is the first time, well, this is not the first time I've been using it, but ever since I got it, this is the first time I ever bought it, and I've been using it, and so far I really like it. I've actually put it to the test. I wore it when we went to San Francisco a couple weeks ago, and I did my makeup in the morning, and we went to San Francisco. Like, we drove from Sacramento to San Francisco, and we went to the Warriors game, which was like at 7 at night, and we didn't get home until, I don't know, like 11 o'clock at night. So I was literally wearing it for more than 12 hours, and my makeup still looked good. So I actually like this stuff. I'm surprised I didn't use it before, but I'm just gonna shake it like it says in the bottle, and then I'm just gonna spray generously. And I just love how it just melts everything together. And then as I let that soak in, kind of fan myself a little bit, I'll take the damp sponge and kind of just lightly tap it in. I've been using this technique as well for a few years now. I believe I did feature me doing this on my channel a long time ago. And then that is it. I love this look. Besides the brows, I could have done it better, but overall I love doing this look, and I love how I can play up the eyes a little bit. If If I want to make it more dramatic, I'll put it a little bit darker. But that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know what you guys incorporate in your everyday makeup routine and comment down below. And also be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!